Hey, it was fun hanging out with you tonight. We should get together more often. I know! It's been ages since we've caught up like that. I know. I don't think we've talked properly in a good few months. I know, right? Time really does fly. Have you met Mandy recently? She seems pretty busy since she got engaged, doesn't she? I know. I haven't seen her in months either. It would be nice if the three of us could catch up sometime soon, don't you think? We were inseparable in high school. We really were, weren't we? I'll message her and ask her if she wants to get dinner with us sometime soon. Oh, actually, why don't we just make a group chat with her? Wouldn't that be easier? Oh, good idea! Hey, Mandy! Me and Helen were just saying the three of us should catch up soon. If you're up for it, how about getting dinner with us? Oh, hi guys! It's been forever. That would be great. Yay! But my calendar is pretty full this month. My darling husband won't give me a date on myself. I'm sure he can live without you for one evening. I'm not sure about that. He adores me. He insists on filling our weekends with shopping sprees and dinner at the fanciest restaurants. Oh, yeah? Where is he taking you next? Don't worry. You wouldn't know the restaurant even if I told you the name. It's pretty exclusive. Okay, then. Really happy for you, Mandy. But when do you think you can make time for us peasants? I never called you peasants. How about the first Saturday next month? That works for me. Me too. Great. See you girls then. Hey, are we still on for dinner tonight? Yes, I'm down. It's been ages. How have you girls been? Oh, you know, the usual. Work's been keeping me busy. Apart from that, I've been fine. How about you, Helen? How's it going at the hospital? We've been so busy recently, but it's finally calming down, luckily. That's good to hear. I was starting to get worried when you turned down our invitations for like 2 whole months. Yeah, it's times like those I really regret becoming a nurse. But your work is really important, so don't say that. We, the American people, really appreciate you. Isn't that right, Mandy? I guess it's just you who appreciates us. No, it's everyone but Mandy. She's probably busy talking to that fiancé of hers. Oh yeah, that's gotta be it. She definitely appreciates you. She's just too busy to show it. Well, I guess that's fair enough. How's your love life going, by the way? Weren't you seeing someone a little bit ago? Oh, yeah. I broke up with him. Why? What happened? We just weren't hitting it off. He paid for the first few days, but after a while, he started expecting us to split the bill. Can you believe it? What's wrong with that? Are you serious? A real man pays for his woman. You need to have higher standards, Helen. Life's not just about money, Julie. Not every man can afford to do that. Every man worth my time certainly can. That's for sure. Wow. We aren't living in the 1800s anymore, you know? We should be pulling our own weight as women. We are! We bring a lot to the table besides money. If a guy wants me to take him seriously, the least he should do is pay for my dates. I'm sure Mandy agrees with me, too. We'll find out if we ever hear from her again. Yeah, if she can bear to be away from that fiancé for 5 minutes, that is. I'm here, guys, don't worry. We aren't joined at the hip. Yet. Yet? I'm gonna be sick. All jokes aside, we're really happy for you. I looked on Instagram and you seem to be really happy. All of those pictures of you and your future husband, it looks like you've been married for years already. You look so happy in every picture. You must really love him. I'm so happy for you. You seem to be made for each other. You could say that things are going according to plan. What do you mean by to plan? Finding a guy like him is what I mean. I mean, he's a brain surgeon, you know? He makes a lot of money, so life is going to be so easy for me. When you're choosing a future husband, it's always important to consider his earning power. As you get older, the gap between the haves and the have-nots only gets wider. You want to gamble on a horse that's going to run a long and hard race. What are you guys up to before dinner tonight? I'm going to go shopping for luxury goods and then go to a health spa. I'm going to have a wonderful time. It's so nice for a woman to marry into a good family. It really feels like I've gone up a level in this life.
Wow, I'm so jealous of you. It must be so nice. If only I could bag a nice husband like you have. But I guess we can't all end up with brain surgeons.
Well, if you want to find a nice husband, you need to give men what they really want. And what do men want? They want beautiful women, of course. You have to really take care of yourself if you want someone like him. I've done well for myself, haven't I? I should be all the proof you need.
You make it sound easy. I can't even imagine it myself. Not working, spending his money every day. You're a lucky girl.
I guess you could say that, but it is what I deserve. I am a pretty girl after all. It's my destiny. The most important thing is that you avoid marrying a loser. You'll be really unhappy if that happens. Isn't that correct?
What do you mean? Who's a loser?
You know what I mean. Don't pretend you don't understand.
Sorry, what are you guys talking about? I was just a bit busy, so I wasn't paying attention. I'm not reading all those texts now. My mother contacted me about some things, so I was busy dealing with her. She's been a bit stressed recently with selling her house, and I'm a bit worried about her. Sorry for not paying attention to the convo.
That's fine. I was just talking about how you have to be careful not to marry some loser.
Oh, that again.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. You know, I always say what I am thinking. I know you're used to it by now. Please forgive me if I caused any offense. It wasn't my intention. Why don't we get back to a more important subject? Anyway, I'll pay for the dinner tonight. I can afford it. What with my soon-to-be husband being a brain surgeon and all. I won't spend too much, though. We can go to a cheap place. If I spend too much money, you'll get mad at me, right?
Why would we get mad at you?
I just mean, I don't want you guys feeling uncomfortable or like you owe me something.
You keep talking as if we are all struggling for money. We aren't. We're doing just fine, so don't you worry about us. I don't mind where we eat. You can decide, but don't feel like you need to choose a cheap place for our sake. I don't mind what we eat. I'll eat anything.
Great. Then just leave the booking to me.
What the hell was up with Mandy last night? Don't you think this relationship has gotten to her head a little bit? Tell me about it. Was she always like that? I don't think so. She's really not being nice, is she? What happened to her? She's getting older, but she doesn't seem any different to when she was in high school. Most people we grew up with have changed a lot over the years. We can't really say the same about her. Isn't she like super passive-aggressive? Trying to imply she's better than us at every chance? You are really calm with her. I'm impressed by your patience. I was ready to flip out every time she opened her mouth. I don't think she'll ever grow up, so let's not waste time hoping for it to happen. She's always been like that, and she seems to be getting worse with age. Never mind maturing. Maybe she feels unhappy about something and she's taking it out on other people. I find with people like that, they're just always projecting their insecurities onto others. Just try not to let it bother you. We can just hang out with her less in the future. As long as you're not too bothered, then I'm okay with it. If you can turn the other cheek, then it's always the best option. If you let people upset you, then you'll struggle to get through this life. Exactly. But that doesn't mean we have to be above gossiping about her. Oh, is that something you want to share with me? This sounds juicy. Don't tell her I told you. But you know how her fiancé is supposedly working as a brain surgeon? Yeah. A lot of surgeons move around between hospitals in our area, so I asked about him at my hospital. So this isn't really a secret. So she can't get mad at me for telling people. Yeah, you're not a bad person. Just spit it out. Her future husband isn't actually a doctor yet. He's still doing his training. And he's only in his second year of medical school. In other words, even if he were to become a brain surgeon, it would be like in 5 or 7 years from now.
OMG, really? She's acting like he's already a millionaire.
I guess he comes from a rich family, so she's just been spending his family's money. A lot of people drop out of medical school once they realize how much work it is. I wonder how she'd react if he was one of those people.
She'd probably go insane.
She really wants him to become a specialist too, because that way he'll earn more money. But that's not an easy thing to do. She might be setting herself up for disappointment. I can only imagine how she'll feel if he doesn't meet her expectations. Since she's already telling people he's a surgeon.
I know what you mean. She's really hoping for a lot from him. They've been dating since the second year of university. Didn't she say he transferred to study medicine as soon as they met? Which is why he's a surgeon already?
Yeah, but that's apparently pretty far from the truth. He graduated once and then went back to school for medicine. This is all hearsay, of course, but I heard it was just from pressure from his parents, since he originally wanted to be a musician but failed.
She's been waiting all this time for him to finally get that great job she always wanted. What if it all ends and he doesn't cut it? Maybe the wedding will be canceled? Or do you think she'd stick with him?
Who knows? If she did, she must really love that guy. Or does she just really love doctors? Only time will tell.
I wouldn't blame her for leaving her if he drops out of medical school or fails.
Really? Wouldn't that be pretty cold-hearted?
I think it's a good idea, actually. You should look for a husband who's going to provide for you in the future, especially if you don't plan on working yourself.
We still shouldn't judge people so harshly. You never know what he could become in the future. I think the problem with Mandy is she's convinced herself he's already a rich surgeon. She talks about him as if he's the head of the hospital. What if he never gets what he wants? She's going to be heartbroken.
It would be a real waste of time to get this far and then not cross the finish line. That's for sure.
Hey guys, I'll be busy for a week or so I can't hang out.
Okay. We didn't even make any plans.
I'm just letting you know in case you were thinking of getting in touch with me. It's my birthday, so my man has said he's going to take me to Spain for a week. Isn't he so amazing?
Do you have to boast all the time? You know that the two of us are still single. You don't have to rub it in.
Sorry, I just wanted to share the great news about my husband.
Fiancé, right? Anyway, instead of boasting, maybe you could help me find a nice man for myself. Does your boyfriend have any nice guys around him? Any doctors in need of a wife?
He does have some friends, but people tend to marry someone on their own level. I don't know if you'd be suitable for them. No offense. Actually, come to think of it, Helen, are you free these days? Do you have time to meet a guy I know? You might actually be his type.
I don't know if I have time, to be honest. I've got a lot on my plate these days, and I don't know if I can take time out to meet a random guy that I don't know. I've been on blind dates before, and it never really worked out.
Yeah, I think we remember the stories.
You remember Jerry?
Oh, yeah. You left him halfway through the date, right?
Yeah. Can you blame me?
He started talking about the Earth being flat. I still think you should have given him a chance.
Very funny.
Oh, and didn't you meet a catfish once when you tried using an app?
Oh, yeah. How could I forget? He was twice the age he listed.
Yeah, I can't believe there are people who post pictures from 20 years ago. Ha!
I know. It was super creepy. I'm pretty sure everyone in the restaurant thought he was my dad or something.
Oh, and then there was that really pushy guy too, right?
Yeah, that's one I'd rather forget about. All he talked about in the restaurant was going back to his place. When I told him I wanted to go home and have an early night, he basically went silent for the rest of the meal. It was super awkward.
Come on! I know this guy. He's a really good guy. You can take my word for it. He's nothing like any of those guys. He's got a great personality, and he really knows how to treat a woman. You'd be stupid not to at least meet him once.
I agree. You should at least meet him once. You never know what will happen. He could be the one.
I have been looking around for a while to find a guy that would suit you. I really think I found the right guy. Don't make my hard work go to waste by not even meeting him. You should at least give it a try. He's the same age as you, and he likes the same things as you do. Where else are you going to meet a guy? You don't want to leave it too long. All the good guys will be taken.
I don't know.
Come on, just meet him. I have to let him know soon. So, what's it gonna be? Are you going to meet him or not?
If you insist, then I guess I have no choice but to say yes. Maybe you're right. I should get out there and meet more people. I've been single for a while, and so it's time to change that. If I don't like him, I can always reject him for a second date. I also presume he'll be paying for the first date. Aren't guys supposed to do that according to you two? Even if he's a weirdo, a free meal's a free meal.
That's more like it. You only live once. Why not take a little chance and see what happens? You never know. This guy could be that special person you spend the rest of your life with. Just remember to invite me to the wedding when it happens. I'll give him your contact details and let him get in contact with you. You're a pretty girl, so I'm sure he'll be really into you. But I do have one suggestion. Before I give him your details, you should really change your profile picture. You need to make it a little bit more beautiful. There's no harm in using a bit of Photoshop either. All the girls are using Photoshop these days. Make sure that you cover up those wrinkles too.
Cover up wrinkles? She doesn't need to cover up her wrinkles. She's still in her 20s. No one is going to notice those tiny wrinkles that she has. You don't have to worry about that kind of thing until you're at least 35.
Time waits for no one. It's never too young to care about looking young. The sooner you start, the sooner you can take preventative measures. Why not start using an anti-wrinkle cream in your 20s? You'll be happy you did when you get to 40. Take me, for example. I'm in my late 20s, but everyone tells me I look like I'm in my early 20s. Don't you wish you were as young looking as me?
You really are in love with yourself, aren't you? Hello, I'm trying to get in touch with someone called Helen. Is that you? Yes, who's this? I was given your contact details by a mutual friend and she told me it was okay to contact you. I really hope I'm not disturbing you by doing so. If it annoys you, then feel free to ignore me. I won't be offended. Oh, hi! Don't worry, I was expecting you. I was told about you. Sorry, I didn't realize. It's been a few days since I talked to Mandy about this. I said it was okay for you to contact me, so no need to worry. Sorry I didn't get in contact with you sooner. I didn't have any time, so I left it a little late. When are we going to meet? I hope it can be soon. I really want to meet you. I've heard so much about you. Thanks, I'd like to meet you too. Do you want to have dinner soon? Actually, I was hoping we could just go out for coffee first. I would take you out to a nice restaurant, but I can't really afford to right now. We can just go for some coffee and get to know each other. I think that might be nice. What do you think? You can say no if you're not interested. I won't mind. Oh, if that's what you want, then that sounds good. I don't really mind where we go. Just let me know when you're free and I'll come along. Coffee sounds good. It seems like a nice way to get to know each other. Besides, I'm bored of boring dinner dates. It's all a bit too formal for me. Sometimes I feel like I'm going to a job interview. What about tonight at 9 p.m.? There's a fast food joint near my house. We can go there. They sell coffee and it's actually quite good. I've been there a few times and I was really happy with it. It might be a cheap place, but the coffee is actually high quality. People often go to expensive chains to get a nice coffee, but that doesn't have to be the case. You can get the Subway over here. It's really easy to find, right next to the station. Fast food? Well, if that's what you really want. I can come tonight, I have time. I do need to get ready, though. I'm not ready for a date right now. You caught me a little bit by surprise, so I might be a bit late. Is that okay? That's fine. I'm down with that. Just tell me when is a good time for you and I'll be there. I'll let you know when I set off. Sounds good. I just left home. I'll be there in about 20 minutes. Sorry I'm so late. Don't be. It's fine. I was the one who suggested such an awkward time. No, it's fine. Don't worry about that. I've got us a booth by the window. You'll see me when you get close. I'm the guy with long brown hair. Okay, great. Thanks. I'll let you know when I'm there. What coffee do you like? I can order it for you now. Americano, latte. What are you into?
I'll have a latte, please. That's my usual order.
A latte girl, huh? I had a feeling you might be.
Based on what? We haven't even met yet.
Yeah, that was a lie. I just thought it would sound cool.
I thought you were going to claim to be a psychic or something.
No, don't worry. I'm normal, I swear. Although this first date might not scream normal. I hope you don't feel too strange about this. I know it's late for a first date and also at a fast food restaurant. It must be a little strange, but I'm sure we can have a nice time. Sorry I'm so short on cash right now.
Don't worry about it. Stop apologizing. It can be a new and exciting experience for me. I'll be honest, I've never done anything like this before, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
I was wondering, what do you do for work?
I'm a nurse.
Oh, that's amazing! It's such an important job.
Thanks. It's pretty tiring, though.
Yeah, I can imagine.
How about you? What do you do?
I'm a singer-songwriter.
Wow, that's really cool. What type of music do you make? I'd love to hear it sometime.
Oh, really? What kind of music do you like?
I listen to anything, really. From classical to rock to hip-hop. Music has really gotten me through the hardest times of my life. It's a really important thing. What are the chances that I'd meet someone who makes music? I'm really impressed, honestly. I'd really love to hear your stuff.
Maybe you can listen to my songs one day, but I still need some time to work on them, to be honest. They aren't that good yet, to be frank. Maybe you wouldn't even want to listen to them. In the future, I hope to write some really great songs that can move people like the songs that moved you did.
I'm sure you can do it. It must be hard making a living as a musician, though, right?
I'm not too bothered about money. I just want to make songs I'm happy with and songs that make people excited. I just want to earn enough money to survive and buy the basic things. I'm not bothered about becoming rich or famous. That's not what I'm in it for. My dream is to make music that lifts people up when they are down. I think you should just follow your dreams in life. You only live once. You don't want to wake up one day and realize your life has just passed you by. You need to do what you really dream of and what you really want. You know what they say, right? You only live once. I don't want to chase money. I want to make inspiring music that people can resonate with.
That sounds really great. I'm really excited to meet you now. You sound really sincere.
Thanks. That means a lot.
I'm here now. I think I see you. So, how did it go?
Tell me everything!
It went pretty well, actually.
Really? You can be honest with me. Wasn't it weird for him to invite you out so late? It's a good thing you messaged me before you met him, to be on the safe side. Seriously, what kind of person goes on a date that late in the evening? You have to be really careful as a woman these days. It's not safe. Weren't you worried it was a little bit dangerous?
Messaging you beforehand was enough of a precaution. And we met at a busy restaurant, so it was all fine.
How long did the date go on for? All night, maybe?
No, it didn't go on all night. And it went fine. No need to worry about me. You can't let your life be controlled by fear. At some point, you just have to get out there into the world, even if it is a little bit dangerous.
How long did it go on for?
Just a couple of hours. I was home by about 1 a.m.
Was he good looking?
Did you feel a connection?
Where did you go?
One question at a time, please. We went to a burger place.
How did you find a restaurant open that late?
It was a 24-hour place.
You mean a fast food restaurant? He took you to a fast food place. What kind of person goes to a fast food place on a first date? Obviously, he didn't want to spend too much. Leave it to Mandy to set you up with such a cheapskate, huh? That's a real red flag for me. If I were you, I'd forget about him and move on.
We didn't actually eat any hamburgers. We just had coffee. So what does it matter if it was a fast food place?
Coffee that late at night? That sounds a bit strange if you ask me.
I think the guy is struggling financially, so we had to go to a place like that. I certainly don't think he's rich, but you don't have to be so mean. He also told me he didn't contact me for a few days because he didn't have enough money on his phone contract.
Wow.
He must be really poor. What kind of a guy can't even afford a phone call? Please tell me you aren't going to take this any further.
Well, I'm not sure, to be honest. He was a nice guy. I've not decided yet.
There's no harm in seeing him again.
I did have fun.
You really need to raise your standards. You did that on purpose, didn't you, Mandy?
Do what? What are you talking about?
Why did you introduce Helen to such a loser?
Oh, did she meet him? What was wrong with him? He was a nice guy, wasn't he? Isn't that what Helen cares about? Personality?
Yes, he was a nice guy.
So what's the problem? I told you I was going to introduce a nice guy, and I did. Isn't that the kind of guy a girl like her wants to meet?
Yeah, but this guy was really poor. He took us to a fast food restaurant on the first date and they only had coffee together. What kind of a guy does that?
Isn't this the right level for Helen? Isn't this just the kind of guy she wants and deserves? People should stick to people on their level. No use trying to get the fruit on the highest branch. I think this is the kind of guy you should settle for.
How can you say that? If you're going to introduce her to someone, at least find someone who can afford dinner.
It's okay. He was a nice guy. There was no harm in going to meet him. Thanks for introducing him to me, Mandy.
I knew you'd be okay with him. I think he suits you.
But couldn't you find a nice guy with a good job?
It's fine. The coffee was really nice.
What? The coffee?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good coffee. You never know what life is going to throw at you, and maybe this is going to turn out to be a good thing.
That's right. Give the guy a chance. You have to find a guy that's suitable for you.
That's right. You shouldn't just judge people on their bank accounts.
If that's what you think. Are you seriously thinking about dating that guy? What are you thinking?
Can you just drop it already? I just said I wasn't going to write him off based on his financial troubles. You already made your opinion clear yesterday. Why are you always so nosy? I'm old enough to handle myself. I know what I'm doing. Besides, you need to find yourself a man too. Maybe you should focus on that.
I'm just looking out for you, that's all. I don't want you to end up with a loser.
Don't call him a loser. You don't know him. I've heard his songs. He's actually quite talented.
Do you think that guy can make it big? I know he's a singer-songwriter, but I think the chances of success are really low. A lot of guys waste their lives thinking one day they're going to make it big. In the end, they end up with nothing, and it would have been better to just get a regular job like everyone else. You don't want to end up with an overgrown teenager, do you? You want a real man.
I think he might do. I think he might make it one day.
Really? So you're actually going to date him? What makes you put so much confidence in him?
When I met him that night, he seemed to be a guy who was going places in life. That was the impression I got from him. He had clear goals and a dream. I think he can make it one day. I really do. I know he'll end up on his feet one way or another. He'll find a way to make music work out for him. I've never had such clear goals in my life. It was really amazing to meet someone who knew so badly what they wanted. He may be a bit poor now, but I admire him for it. He doesn't care what others think of him. He's going to do what he wants to do. I think it's something to really admire. Taking risks as big as that for your dreams.
I didn't realize you were attracted to this sort of guy. I thought you were more into white-collar office types. The kind of guy with a decent job and a nice car. I never thought you'd be into the artsy type.
You should date outside of your comfort zone. You never know who you'd click with. Maybe you'd like this kind of guy too. Life is funny. You never know what's going to happen. You think you have a plan, but then something happens out of the blue and your plan changes. I didn't even realize I was like this until a few days ago. If I meet someone like him, I'll introduce him to you. Maybe you'll change your mind. When you actually sit down with someone like that, you'll see what I mean. His passion is contagious.
Well, if you insist. If that's what you really want, then who am I to try and convince you otherwise? I just don't want you to get hurt and feel let down. Sometimes you love a guy when you first meet him and then it fades.
It can be really easy to fall in love with those guys who are interesting and stand out from the crowd. But after a while, the novelty fades, and then what are you left with? I knew one girl who ended up buying food for her man because he was so broke. You don't want that, do you?
Thanks for worrying about me, but I'll be fine. I'm a big girl and I can handle this myself.
If you say so. Good morning.
Morning! You're up earlier than usual.
Yeah, I was really inspired to write a song, so I actually got up at like 6 a.m. The inspiration for it came to me in a dream last night. I got up this morning and started humming a tune and trying to develop it. That's always how the best ideas come. Suddenly, when you're least expecting it. I don't believe in trying to force your way in life. You just have to take it easier and see what comes to you.
That's so true. But I guess it makes it hard to release work regularly.
That's for sure. But I'm not a businessman. I'm an artist.
Yeah, I know.
Do you want to hear it?
I'd love to.
Okay, I'll send it over to you.
Wow, I loved it! That was amazing! It might be your best song yet. I love the style and the tempo. Really amazing. Do you think it could be a hit?
I don't know. Do you think it's good enough?
I love it. I think it could do really well.
Thanks for your support. You're always there to back me up. It really means the world to me.
Of course. I'll always be here for you.
OMG, you are not going to believe this.
What? What happened?
I was talking with some of our old friends from school, and they had some shocking news. They made me promise to keep it a secret, but I think I can tell you at least.
What is it? What's got you so excited?
It's about Mandy. I heard she's getting divorced. Well, actually, it's a lot worse than that. Her fiancé was arrested for stealing drugs from the hospital he was doing a residency at.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, can you believe it? Of all people, who would have imagined it would happen to her? She was so confident about her marriage. I can't believe it myself. I really didn't see this coming.
That's crazy. Why would he do that?
Apparently, he didn't really want to be a doctor anymore. It was too hard, so his parents were going to cut him off. So he decided to sell as many prescription drugs as he could get his hands on before dropping out.
That's crazy. I never would have seen this coming. Why did he need money so bad?
Well, according to those friends, it was to fuel his relationship with Mandy. He had to keep buying her stuff, I guess.
Well, that is pretty crazy. I've heard of this kind of thing before. People's dreams come true, but then it turns out to not be as good as they wanted. But I never heard of it on this level. Stealing from a hospital is insane. She must be losing her mind.
Did he even talk to her about not wanting to be a doctor anymore? Yeah, apparently he did. And he vented to some of those friends, which is how they knew. He said it was really depressing being in a hospital all day dealing with sick people. He said he never wanted to do it in the first place, but his family wanted him to be a doctor since he came from a long line of doctors. He said that he has finally found the courage to stand up for himself and do what he wants to do.
And what was that going to be exactly?
Apparently, they went on holiday and he decided that he wants to be a travel writer.
A travel writer? That really is a pretty big change.
Yeah, I guess he told her he's really into the idea of writing about all the places he goes to. Needless to say, Mandy did not take this very well. I heard she trashed everything in their house and demanded a divorce. He started selling the drugs from the hospital so he could keep buying her expensive gifts even after his family cut him off. And I guess help her accept his newfound dream, too.
Wow. But I guess she knew nothing about that?
That's where you're wrong.
What? She knew?
She found out a while after he started, but he convinced her it wasn't a big deal and everyone does it.
Wow. I knew she was gullible, but this is unbelievable.
I know! And apparently the hospital is prosecuting him. He might be facing jail time.
That really is something.
So this obviously means she's single again, right? Yep, of course. But to be honest, she would have probably left him even if he wasn't being prosecuted. I don't think she'd be willing to live on his salary as a travel writer, even if he wasn't going to jail. I know what you mean, but he could manage to get by. Maybe he would have been good at it. He is a clever guy. But on the other hand, how could that job compare to being a doctor? Doctor is a really high-paying and stable job. There's no way he could get that as a travel writer. What would you do if you had a husband and he did something like this? Would you accept it? I think I could accept it, to be honest. I'm not crazy about money. I think I'd leave him. How could you survive long-term with a guy who changes his mind like that? What if he suddenly changes his mind and doesn't want you anymore? I think it would be best to get rid of him and marry a more reliable guy. I wouldn't want to spend my life struggling to eat just because the man wanted to follow his dreams. You have to be more realistic in life. You can't have everything you want. Well, I hope you find the kind of guy you want. Maybe I'm just being too optimistic. Maybe I expect too much of men. Yeah, maybe. I'm happy as long as he doesn't steal from a hospital. That's a pretty low bar. Listen to this. I've got some really great news. Oh? What is it? I wrote a song a while back and it got the attention of some people in the music industry. A record label from Europe wants to buy the rights to my song and use it for one of their artists. Can you believe it? I'm going to make a lot of money from this song and we won't be struggling for cash anymore. I think finally we can live the kind of life we want. Are you being serious? That's so amazing! I was always hoping that one of your songs would do well, but I didn't realize it would do this well. Which song was it? The song you wrote for a girl group? Yeah, it was that one. When did this get agreed? We've been in talks for a while now, but I didn't want to get you excited just in case it all fell through. I wanted to wait until it was confirmed, and now it is. It's great news, isn't it? You've really proven that you've got talent. I'm so proud of you. Now the world is going to hear what I've heard all along. Thank you for saying that. And thank you for always staying by my side. I think it's time for us to progress to the next level ourselves. I think it's time we got married. Married? I think I finally reached a level of financial stability that I can ask for your hand in marriage. I'm not just one man in a dream anymore. I can be a decent husband, too. I think it's time we got married. I know I can be a great husband to you. Oh my gosh, you're such an amazing guy. I'd love to marry you. It's all thanks to you. Thank you for standing by me even when I had nothing. Don't be ridiculous. I'll always be there for you. Where is the wedding going to be? I hope you found a nice place. It's been months since he proposed. We're not rushing this. You only get married once. Hopefully. Yeah, you only get married once and it needs to be a perfect location suitable for a princess like you. You're too kind. Anyway, we decided on the location. It's going to be at the Grand Hotel. I've heard so much about that place and I've even seen it in TV shows. You only get married once, right? Might as well pull out all the stops. Isn't it gonna be really expensive? Yeah, I don't want to brag, but we aren't exactly struggling for money anymore. You've really got a great man there. I'm so jealous. You always told me you were going to introduce me to a similar type of guy, but you still haven't. Where's my musician? Sorry. I'm sure you'll find someone in the future. You don't need me. Getting married in such a nice place. It's really amazing for you. You really deserve it. What about Mandy? Have you told her about it? She might be a little upset. Yeah, I've told her. We've known her since we were in school. I can't exactly not invite her. It might bring up some tender issues about her and her love life, but what can I do? I should at least invite her. Yeah, I think you should. You've always seen the best in people. Maybe she's learned from this. I doubt it, but maybe. I tried to get in contact with Mandy, but she isn't answering me, so I thought I'd just ask in the group chat. I wonder what the problem is.
Stop complaining. I'm here.
Finally, we can get in contact with you. I was starting to get worried.
I am so happy for you guys. Your husband must be making a lot of money. It's amazing that you can get married in such an expensive location.
You should see the wedding ring, too. It's amazing. I've never seen such beautiful diamonds. It's nice, isn't it? Do you think it's a bit too big? The diamonds are so big I worry it might weigh my hand down. It might also be inconvenient if I have to wear it to places. Not to mention how dangerous it might be to carry around. No, you deserve it. It looks fine. If you're worried about it, you can just leave it at home and only wear it to important occasions. I still can't get over how beautiful it is. I never thought I would see such an expensive wedding ring.
Did you get a certificate to prove it's genuine? A lot of diamonds are fake these days. It would be really terrible if that happened to you. I'm not trying to accuse your husband of trying to lie to you, but you can never be too sure.
Yeah, you must know a thing or two about men lying, right, Mandy? Julie, don't be rude. Don't you worry about me. I'm fine. I know you want the best for me, but you can be assured the diamonds are real.
I suppose it's your reward for choosing such a talented and honest guy. Must be nice. I know you can make a lot of money in the music industry, so I guess you'd have no reason to buy a fake diamond.
That's right. I'm a lucky girl. Mandy, I wanted to ask about your husband. Are the rumors true? About him being arrested for stealing medicine?
Oh, cut the crap. Don't pretend you don't already know.
I just wanted to say I was sorry to hear that, that's all. No need to bite my head off. I know you had the dream of shopping for expensive things using your husband's salary. I'm sure you'll find someone else. But you should really try and judge people on their character instead of their salary. I was never into those luxury things, but my husband seems to want to buy them for me. How can I say no?
Thanks, but I don't need your pity.
I hope things aren't going to be too difficult for you. Anyway, at the wedding, you'll get to eat some really high-quality foods. I hope you enjoy.
It seems like you've made it big and become a rich girl. Congratulations to you.
They do say that you never know what tomorrow will bring. I guess I got lucky and found a great guy. I'm sure you'll find a guy on your level one day.
On my level? Are you trying to annoy me here? You know what happened.
People end up with someone on their level. Don't you worry. Your dream guy is coming to you.
Are you trying to make me mad?
Don't get mad at me. Maybe you should take a look at yourself. If you didn't just go chasing after money, then maybe you wouldn't have got so disappointed. I know that you only wanted your husband because he was heading for a high-flying career. Now that he isn't, you've got all mad with everyone. If you showed him genuine support, maybe he wouldn't have resorted to stealing to keep you happy. You only have yourself to blame for any unhappiness you have. You should never have thrown yourself at someone just because of their potential future earnings. That's really not a good way to find a life partner. Maybe you got the kind of life you deserved. I hope you'll learn from this, and maybe try and find someone you truly care about and can support in good times and bad. Me and Tommy had the wedding of our dreams soon after that. It was amazing and everything I could have ever asked for. We went on a really long honeymoon after that too, traveling all around Europe for a whole month. It was the best month of my life. But while I was over there, I heard some shocking news from Julie. You can guess who it was about. While Mandy's husband was being prosecuted, he actually revealed something quite shocking. Mandy was in on it the whole time. She knew her husband was stealing medicine. Not only that, but she encouraged him and helped him store and sell it. So she ended up being prosecuted herself. She could be facing jail time, and all because she role-played as a rich couple. Julie also told me the only reason she even introduced me to Tommy in the first place was to make fun of me. She thought he was just a loser wannabe musician. But the joke's on her. He's just gone from success to success, selling song after song, while she and her brain surgeon husband are gonna be behind bars soon enough. It just goes to show, you should never judge people without actually getting to know them.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.